Smashing the microphone. Alright, let's try that again. That didn't turn. Hello people, hello YouTubers, hello everyone. I have been rather invisible here in my YouTube channel the last month. For different reasons. One is the eternal that, I have so much work to do, and well, that's understandable, but also it's because I've been busy with a music project of my own, and I hope to keep working on it for the next weeks and maybe months, and hopefully it will lead into something nice in the end. Anyway, but that doesn't mean that I haven't bought any new records, so I'm going to show you some of the latest purchases in this very video. Yeah, so where do we start? Well, I found this rather nice little 7-inch single box with 5 records of dubious legal character made by Mischief Music. It is earlier recordings of the Beatles, some of the records that I issued on singles together with, Tony Sheridan, so where they call themselves the Beat Brothers and so on. We got the Bonnie, the Saints, Let's Dance, Sweet Georgia Brown, and the final one is Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You. So the early records of the Beatles. They are presented in a rather simple but glossy box like this. Don't care much about this fairly uninteresting art on the cover. And then in some nice stylish 7-inch singles in blue vinyl. And they sound great. Of course, I had these recordings already on different compilations and so on. So if it hadn't been a sale, I probably wouldn't have bothered. But it's fun to have, and another single to place among my single boxes. There. One of the stores in central Stockholm, in the old part of Stockholm, Gammelstad, is about to move. So they had a bit of a moving sale, and I bought a couple of records there. I'm going to show you 2 of these. This is another one of these B13 albums with different various live recordings of famous rock and pop groups. This is Cream, Disraeli Gears, and the BBC from, well, it's recorded between 1967 and 68, and it's made by this B13 issue, limited edition, 500 copies. They're not numbered though, so I really don't know what it's a. You've seen these before, I'm sure. Everything is printed on this see-through plastic sleeve, so you don't get that much information about it. Sometimes the sound quality is good, sometimes it's bad. This is of course BBC, so always says something. And Cream, crème de la crème. Yes, yeah, and then I got this very nice looking one by Mr. Suit Records. This is copy 292 out of 300. The Beatles, The Way They Were, live at Star Club Hamburg, Germany, 1962. Of course, these recordings have been presented numerous times in different formats, but and I have them also, but I thought, well, was rather a nice presentation with this lovely yellow and blue-green splatter vinyl. And the recordings, as I said, they are very familiar for those of us who love the Beatles, so nothing new there. But it was also sale, so why not? I don't think I would have paid full price for it though, even if it's pretty. Okay, alrighty. I also bought this in another store though, a couple of weeks earlier, in an album with the Jim Kweskin Jug Band. I'm very fond of the Jim Kweskin Jug Band and the early kind of blues folk music that were these they were like at the beginning of the folk boom, and they made some really great albums, and they have such great musicians here too, not just Jim Kweskin, but also Jeff and Maria Muldaur, who would later have careers of their own. And Jim Kweskin is still alive and kicking, and still playing this kind of lovely jug band music that was so popular in the late 20s, early 30s. And this is a American pressing. It's on the Reprise Records. The earliest records they made was it on Vanguard, I think? Yeah, might be wrong. No, I think so. So this is a bit later one from 1967, I think. The Garden of Joy. Garden of Joy. Very nice to have. Lovely music. Then this one was a bit of a, well, I didn't really know what it was, but it was, the price was lowered, so I thought, well, why not give it a go. Yun Sunna Voyage. It's double LP from 2008. Well, this is pressing from 2015 actually, this LP, and she's a very lovely jazz singer. I mean, not among the most exciting, but very listenable. And we have Swedish musicians on this recording as well, and it's recorded in Gothenburg. So it is a Swedish issue. We have guitar player Ulf Wakenius, who I really like, and the bass player Lars Danielsson, among other musicians. So this was a nice new artist to be familiar with, and I will keep it and I will play it now and then. I'm not really sure if I will look for any other albums, but still, yeah, she's very pretty too, to say that. Then I'm very fond of the Lights in the Attic label with their reissues, and here's another one that was issued some time ago. Here is Barbara Lynn. It's from 1968, and the great soul singer Barbara Lynn. I wasn't that familiar with her, but this is an old Atlantic recording, as you can see. They have an old 1960s blue, white, green Atlantic label on the record as well, and great quality vinyl and great mastering and everything. And the people who's behind Lights in the Attic, I think they have good taste in music, so their issues are rarely boring. So, and this was a nice experience to get hold of this one and listen to it. So here is Barbara Lynn, and they always have these kind of obi strip, even if it's not Japanese, but it's very nice when you have more information about the artist. Try to keep that so it doesn't get lost. Yeah, I've talked a lot about my new love to the Daptone label. Record collecting chum of mine talked about Charles Bradley, that I should check him out, and I think he's releasing a new album soon, so I'm going to look for that as well. This is Victim of Love, Charles Barkley. Did I say Barkley? I meant Bradley. Barkley, he played the basketball, doesn't he? Yeah, Charles Bradley, Victim of Love, and this is also in the same style as the Sharon Jones LPs that I talked about earlier. The sleeve is in the style of the old Atlantic album, and the music in the style of the old Atlantic album. So great singer and great band, and I'm happy he has had a bit of a breakthrough now in later years, because I haven't heard of him before, but now he seems to be quite big. Charles Bradley, Victim of Love. Barkley, where did I get it? Yeah, all right. Now I found a reissue of an album that I wasn't that familiar with until my record collecting chum here, Jonas, Sublime Media, talked about this album and the reissue. Hörselmat, Svenska Löd AB. with some great musicians, including, well, we have Janne Schaffer amongst others, the guitar player, and Janne Bergman bass, and some others too. And this is good funk, progressive, a bit on the jazzy side, and also an album that it seems that it didn't take that long to make, and that they all those who were involved in it had a great time while they were recording it. And this is the original one, was just maybe pressed in, well, I don't know how many copies, 2 or 3, very few copies. I mean, they are extremely difficult and expensive to get hold of, which is a bit of irony, because it says here that I'm going to read it in Swedish. Om det är någon jävel som tar med en 20 spänn för den här, ocker, köp den inte, okay? And then of course it means if there's a bastard who wants to charge you more than 20 kronor for this, then you shouldn't buy it, because then he's just trying to fool you. And the original, of course, today is so sought after that if you try to buy it for 20 kronor, then nobody will, well, they would probably laugh their asses off. And I have to say, I paid a bit more than 20 kronor for this as well, the reissue. It's a limited numbered reissue. This is number 90 out of 1,000. But I'm very happy I got hold of it. And I mean, to find the original of this is more or less impossible and extremely expensive. So also today the reissue is quite hard to find, but not as impossible. Pardon me while I have a sip of water. The next record I'm not going to show you totally. I'm just going to show you bits of it, because it has nudity on the cover, and YouTube isn't always that happy about that kind of thing being shown. Some record collecting chums on Facebook tried to show this record, and it meant that it was taken down immediately, because this is a record that has a nude girl on the sleeve. But enough of that. It's a Swedish group called Franska Trion, and it's their album from, I think, from late last year. From December, I think it was issued, Som ett spjut genom dagarna. And it is another record with a trio led by pianist and singer-songwriter Martti Ollikainen from way up in northern Sweden. I've been a great fan of his songwriting, and very particular kind of songwriting, including singing and piano playing. It's very, very difficult to explain or to really compare with anyone else. I can't do it anyway, but it's well worth listening. And this is a very record that is quite easy to actually enjoy, because it is, I think it's intended to be a bit more commercially commercial in a sense than the earlier albums, but very good. Lots of nice, interesting songs. 20 songs altogether on two on two albums, on 2 LPs, and well worth exploring. This is one of the better Swedish albums that has been issued for the last, 4 or 5 months in my book anyway. Franska Trion, Som ett spjut genom dagarna. Right, and then finally, I'm going to show you 3 nice reissues of the Italian band Ipu. From the original issues were made in 1971, 72 and 73. It's Parsifal and Opera Prima and Alessandra. And these are also in very nice different colored vinyls. I'm not going to show it to you now, but they are extremely beautiful and well pressed. And if you're not familiar with Ipu, they were an Italian pop group that turned a bit more progressive in the 70s, especially in the early 70s when these were made. Many consider that they were at their best then, and they are still active actually, and they are celebrating their 50th birthday as a group this year, so that's very good. So if you don't have them, if you don't know them, check them out. They are available here on YouTube. I'm very happy that I got hold of these ones because I've heard of this group, but of course I've never seen their originals here in Sweden. Never. So now I got these very well made reissues. I mean, thick vinyl, very good pressings and everything, and very nice symphonic pop music. Quite soft, very musical, and of course sung in Italian, which is the language of singers, and definitely worth checking out if you like symphonic pop, and I do. Right, that's it for today. I wish you a very good day and a great weekend, and bye for now. Then at another store. Oops. I just smashed my microphone. You'll probably get a headache if you listen to this. Sure, so we're going to do a cut, but I'm just going to reinstall the microphone like that. Cut!